Yo, what is up? Oh, check the camera angle. It's good. What's up, broskiis? Keanu here. Coming at you with a deck profile. One that we've get my extra deck ready. One that we've kind of visited before. Just wanted to let you know, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Also, give this video a like. Comment down below what you would change with the deck. But I'm pretty sure I've reached the peak of this. So before I get into it, as you know, the Banlist recently dropped. E-Telly came to 2, and a lot of that, a bunch of people like me was like, oh man, virtual world. Now fuck all that. Like, we're on mutants, so let's get into that. Alright guys, let's get into this. Before I get started, obviously this is Mutant. You know, I wasn't gonna do too much of an update until the ban list dropped, and I feel like I changed a few things since the last time. If you're familiar with this channel, I took this deck to my first locals back a couple months ago, and I'm actually went XO. Took the whole tournament by storm. Really didn't see it coming. Just kind of had to counter everything. I'll kind of explain to you my thought process behind the deck as well. So go ahead and hit that sub, leave a like, and comment down below. Also, don't come here and comment, oh, my mutant list is so much fucking better, because it's probably not. Like, I'm tired of seeing those type of comments. Stop trying to plug your channel. Matter of fact, don't do it. I'll plug your channel. Alright, Mutant Arsenal, Miss, Beast negates Spell Trap, Miss lets you dig into your deck, Arsenal banishes cards. Their Beast is the best one. Arsenal's your attacker. Miss is sort of your attacker too. The good thing about all these is when they're destroyed, Beast recurs a trap, Miss recurs a monster, and Arsenal recurs your spells. And that's how they all get their effects off. They banish like a spell trap or, you know, monster, you know, to activate their quick effects. Next up, M-05. Own normal special summon. He searches one of your mutant monster cards, anyone in the deck. Also, you contribute him, banish monster spell or trap, and you get the corresponding. So if you banish a monster, you get Beast. Banish a spell, you get Mist. Banish the trap, you get Arsenal. That second effect applies for ST-46 also, but a normal special summon, you get a spell trap. Which all the mutant spell traps, if you're familiar with the archetype, which most people probably are, they just got some pretty crazy like in archetype spell traps, and I don't even play all of them, but I can kind of like explain that to you. Also, I will say one thing: if you keep it with the OCG in any like way, they actually this wasn't exclusive for us, but they're getting it in an upcoming set, I believe. So just to let you know, usually when that happens, that means more support is on the horizon. These were not in the mega tins this year, so I would probably pick these up because this is a super affordable deck. And as if support comes out, all these are like high rarity, so I could easily see these going up to like $5, I don't know, $7 a copy. That would suck because they're all under $1 right now. So you know, just pick them up to have them. Hand trap lineup D-shifter. This just ends turns. I'm not gonna say like you can end a turn with this and then kill him on the crackback. Usually how you win with this deck is you definitely just like, I find myself like out resourcing my opponent most of the time, unless I just open up the nut, which now it's way more likely, and I'll kind of get into it. But yeah, you capitalize off D-shifter by them having to skip a turn, and then usually at least you're getting like 2 more pluses when it comes back to your turn. D-shifter is just tremendous. Like any deck that can run it should run it. That's what I believe. Triple Ash. This is just a nice blanket like hand trap. It's rogue. It especially hits rogue. Sometimes Ash ends their turn. Against meta decks, it's pretty good too, especially if you're like aware of their choke points. You know, it's still pretty impactful. That's it for that. I would run triple extrav. Recently I saw a guy, someone commented on one of my videos and said like, my mutant list doesn't need extravagance. That's honestly just foolishness. Like that doesn't even make sense to me, because like the thing about this card, like you want to get to so many pieces in your deck, and you absolutely don't care about almost anything in your extra deck except like one copy of each of the big boys. So honestly, that's just absurd. Like, just to come say some like nonsensical stuff like that, like, come on now. Like, I guess if you don't want to run Extrav, you could probably run Duality or Prosperity, but just say you don't need any draw cards. That just doesn't make sense to me. Like, any card that says draw 2 has almost always been a great card. But one of the field spell, it's incredibly searchable. You can recur it pretty easily, but the field spell lets you special summon a baby from your hand, or if it's banished, you can special summon it from your banished. Also, you can like take a big one out of your hand and like put it on the bottom of your deck, draw a card. Well, it doesn't have to be a big one, it can be a baby, but usually you aren't putting the babies back under. But if you open up like a brick, like Arsenal, you just put that on the bottom and draw one off the top. Hopefully you find a floodgate. Newly released off the ban list, E-Telly to 2. I said this before, like, if this card came off the list even to 2, this deck would get a whole lot more consistent and silly. Because the problem with this deck is like you want to see a baby like as quick as possible. With only 6 of them and one E-Telly, 7 cards in a 40 card deck, you know, you're not going to see that all the time. But now E-Telly just helps that out so much more. Mind your business on the mixed rarity. All I had was like, I had a gold because, like, you know, it was at 1 for so long, and then the ghost from the past, but whatever. Hopefully I can find another gold. Sure, I got one. Power 1-ofs, called by. Just make sure that Extrav goes through, really. It's pretty good defensively too. 1 D-Fissure. I was not running this before, I was running the side, but I mean, you play to go first, right? So D-Fissure just kind of like can end the game, or they have to burn resources to get out of it. Even if they go into Phoenix, they're still getting rid of 2 cards to get to it. So I don't know. 1 Mutant Fusion, and 1 Upstart. You don't have to do Upstart's kind of like, that was just a lazy choice for me, mainly because it's such an easy card to like side deck out of. Like, I love playing Upstart Goblin in decks because, you know, when I don't want to use the burning power to think like, oh, what should I take out? Like, you always can take an Upstart Goblin. It's just a blank card essentially. Now for the trap cards, triple expansion. This is your personal spoofing. I've kind of explained this before. You activate it, you can use special summon or add it to your hand, and then the advantage engine just goes from there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then if a level 8 or higher mutant monster you control will be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this card you control instead. Honestly, that doesn't really come up that often, but that is like, I mean, that's good, but I mean, usually, I don't know, it comes up, I guess. Mutant Cry, this is your fusion, your poly of the deck. You know, usually you're gonna go into the synthesis, but this is really good. And then just for like those 3, like pretty much run Trap Trick, so I'm running 4. This is just a great interruption card. Mutant Cry is like, you know, it's just really great. One of the best, most devastating floodgates like ever printed. There can only be 1. I'm surprised this has not been hit in its existence. And this deck is just honestly pretty silly, because all the mutants are like different. All the mutants are different types. So I mean, what you want me to do? You know, just wait till they commit to a normal summon, then flip it, and then, you know, pass. You know, so triple strike. It's almost been good in every format since it's existed, so I run Strike. You could run Judgment, like if you want to run Judgment instead. You could cut Upstart, cut one of these and do 2 Strike, 2 Judgment. I've also thought about that. I just really like Strike right now, currently. Even last format, Strike was like super good. I saw a lot of people's side deck. And like to finish it up, 2 TTs. Just pretty silly. Like a will timed like torrential tribute just kind of ends their turn. Especially, and it's always what I go back to. You have to know the ins and outs like of other decks, even though you might not ever play them. You kind of got to know when to stop them. And torrential tribute, you know, let them build their board before they get a negate out and boom, blow up everything. It's pretty much all she wrote, you know what I'm saying? So that's it for the main deck. But you know, you can let me know, give me any ideas. I'm always open up to them. Sorry, I'm fixing this extra right now, because if you've played an extravagance list, you know you're constantly shuffling that shit up. So let me see. Let me get into it. Okay, I'll start with the fusions. So we're running like 3 synthesis. There's your disruption. So when he's summoned, he pops a card. Also, like the first time your opponent activates a card effect, a quick effect, he's not affected by that card effect. Also, when he's destroyed, you can add back a mutant card. Yeah, add one of your banished mutant cards to your hand. So all these things recycle other things, you know. So Ultimus, just a silly boss monster. You know, when your opponent activates like spell trap monster, you can banish one of those mutant cards in your grave, just negate it. On a 35 body, pretty crazy. And when he's destroyed, you get one of each monster spell trap back to your hand. This deck doesn't die. Round up the fusions, one blue as alternative ultimate dragon, and one last warrior from another planet. This card's hilarious. This card's hilarious also. It's usually off Waking the Dragon, because when they see like I'm running like crazy back row deck, they just like, you know, they go in crazy with the twin twisters, with the you know, heavy storm duster, whatever it's called, harpy feather duster. I mean, lightning storms. I just let them blow it up. If you've ever resolved 2, that's the funniest thing in the world. But one Omega, one Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. These are from my gamma package in the side. I will run through the side deck actually just to give you ideas. One BLS Soldier of Chaos, one Nightmare Unicorn, one Nightmare Phoenix, one Cross Sheep, one IP Masquerena. That's it for the extra. But that's what I run right now. BLS pretty much because all your big beasts are like pretty big, and he just out stuff like the deck can't out like on its own. He's a house and a half. So now for the side deck, gamma package. I was maining it, but you know. Also, this card, depending on the next card coming up, depending on the matchup, I don't know, it can just be a complete blowout. Like if you play like, in theory, like if you play against like Striker or any other like big like, you'll see. I run triple anti-human intelligence Messiah, because you only use it for the skull effect. Any cards into the graveyard is banished instead, except monster cards. Yo, pick these up. Even if this is not correct to you, I would still pick these up because it's a pretty silly stun card. All spell traps banished, like, you know, no problem. Come on now. 2 Dark Ruler no more. Different dimension ground. I will probably be switching it out for what's that thing called? Dimension? I don't know. The thing that like declare one type of summoning mechanic and then they can't do it. I'll probably be switching out for that. 2 anti-spell fragrance, 2 Waking Dragon. That rounds out the extra deck. That's pretty much it for this. You know, please let me know what you would change. Any constructive criticism is, you know, very welcome. I love this deck. I've been playing it for a while now, pretty much since it came out. And yeah, but let me know in the comments. Remember, if you're new here, please consider subscribing, because we put out bangers all the time. Just look at the track record. We'll put out bangers. Leave a comment. Go follow us on Instagram. Also, don't say bullshit like extravagance is not needed in this deck, because that's silly. And we'll see you next time.